Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Weekly Bite. I am Sean Westergaard.
And I'm the better host, Simon Toomey, obviously. We are joined by two very special guests today.
Johnny Huang of Period 4.
And Ron Silverman of Period 5.
Yeah, finally someone from a different period is here.
Diversity.
Yeah, diversity. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Let's begin, guys.
I just want to start out first. How's your period doing?
How's my period doing? Interestingly, is what I would say. We have good classes when we have the whole class there, but I don't know if you guys know this, but we have 28 people in our class, and usually at least 3 or 4 are absent. So it's really a ghost town sometimes, and if you're missing certain students that participate, it can be quite quiet and lack of participation.
Yeah,
Because it's just like 7 people talking at max, basically.
Yeah, I know like a few days ago, Jacob Payne
Yeah, I
was
was
on
just
there
gonna say that.
talking forward. You want to comment on that?
Yeah,
Oh,
you want to comment on how you guys are extremely reliant on Jacob Payne?
Is he actually that
and
important?
you guys, and in P's words, you guys can't function without him.
I think that was a little bit of an exaggeration. That's not what it was from my perspective. It was just that he's a really good director of technology, and so our class, we don't have to like wait for director of technology things to happen because he just does them on his own. And it was the lack of paying. We had other people stepping in because our usual assistant director of technology was out in band, and so Supreme Council member was doing it, and he was just not paying. You know, Payne does our Supreme Council director of technology. He saw it. I never have to tell him to do anything, and it was just without him, we were lacking.
And also, you're basically just saying like, they're not like your assistants, the people you had sub in for Jacob. They're not bad. They're just not this like higher level
Yeah.
that Payne is.
Yeah. He uses the fireman analogy with director of technologies. They have to put out fires. They still put out the fire, but they use the fire extinguisher and they may have like destroyed the house a little bit. They still put out the fire, but it was just not as efficient. You know?
Yeah. And how are you doing, Johnny? I know you're on our period, but like how's your experience been so far? Like
I'm doing alright.
our class.
How's that meeting today?
Oh, that meeting today.
Yeah, I had you subbing for
I
me
believe
for the meeting.
Sean Westergaard was not here. What a great speaker, everybody.
Yeah, I
Did you
mean,
show
no, I had to
students?
go to a different class, just a different. I just had to go to a different workshop.
There were WASP people there, actually. They seemed very excited about the meeting.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, and that's what I've been hearing. You guys want to kind of take that away? You guys want to talk about your experience
Yeah,
at this
the
meeting?
WASP members, they were like laughing the entire time.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
clearly enjoying the show. I thought the most memorable speech for me was Kyle's.
Yeah.
You know, just
Kyle had a good one.
it was very good. It was critical, but also like in a way where you can like take it in, like really, like resonate with it. I think I'll probably remember that one out of all the speeches today.
I felt like Yick's speech was really good, and she was focusing on the positives and like what we've done so far. But Kyle's speech, I agree, was good because it was critical, and it wasn't just critical without providing solutions. And I think it was motivational. A lot like Toomey's speech was motivational. It was not just mentioning a problem that is visible that we all see in Pville, but it was more of also giving like, and now what are you gonna do? It was very empowering.
Yeah,
Yick and Kyle, they were very like passionate, I would say, when they were giving their speech. Like you could tell.
I could probably guess that your speech is pretty good because you.
These guys.
Even though I was because Mr. P said like, you are. I can see that you're right. It was you and Avery, right?
Everything. It was Rory.
You and Rory, like are really good writers and stuff. You guys know how.
Oh
to
no, it was me and Avery.
Okay, yeah. So you.
So,
okay,
no, sorry, I thought you were talking about. Okay, no.
No, you and Avery are just, you are just a good writer, a good social person. You're a good speaker. Today's stock talk was really like interesting.
Okay.
To say the
I'll be,
least.
okay, I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of how that
Yeah.
stock talk happened.
Yeah, I would love to hear it from the guy
So,
who orchestrated it all.
So, I decided to bring the tie to school today so I could give the speech with the tie on because I thought that would be really funny, right? And I was kind of looking down at it in algebra and I was just like, well, I should do something with this tie for stock talk. I think that'd be really funny. So I'm like, but what do I do? And Rory sits next to me in that class. So I turn to him and I go, Rory, bro, I got this really funny idea where I'm gonna tape this paper to your back. It's gonna say Simon Sweat Thumbs Down was here. Tape it to your back, and then I'm gonna have you go up to the front of the class and show everybody. And then it all kind of built from there. So that was completely impromptu. Like I didn't plan that.
So that was just like something that came
That was
up
just
today.
completely off the cuff. I was planning to just do a normal stock talk. I wasn't planning that at all.
You guys have the right to obviously remain silent in this instance, but would maybe pavilions of other periods be interested in what you did for Stock Talk?
Like the story of it.
Was it just typical to me craziness, or was it like, was there a?
There's
Did you do a backflip? Like what happened?
Okay, no, it's like it's just like part of the lore. He like from
I was
his first days as
I was Mayor Stock Talk, and I came up and I was like, guys, if Simon Sweat Thumbs Down, he's on the loose right now. It's crazy dangerous. And I had Rory stand up. He had a paper on his back that said like, Simon Sweat Thumbs Down was here.
It's just part of his like the lore he set up from day one. Like he started out day one just like he came up with Simon Sweat Thumbs Down, and that's the guy who's based on his whole lore of Stock Talk. Do you have any plans to bring on Simon Too Stinky?
Simon Too Stinky.
I think that would be very interesting.
I already called him. Remember? There was a day.
I don't think you brought
what
up.
I'll do, I'm going to do something special for you podcast listeners right now. I've been writing the script for the movie. I would like to read you guys an excerpt from it that I've written right now.
Ooh,
This
little
is a-
sneak peek
little
to the
sneak
movie.
peek. I'm going to give you guys
Yeah, all those Weekly Bite
the
loyal
completely-
listeners.
Yeah,
they
all
get to-
25 of you.
Yeah, all
guys,
25 of you
25
guys.
of you.
I want to see
You're
some
gonna get a really
comments
special-
hyping
Hey.
this up.
This is really special. So if you guys tell anybody, find out. Simon Sweat Thumbs Down is going to find out. He's going to.
Yeah, he's gonna murder you.
Okay.
Whoa!
I'm not, no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wait,
Slow it. Pump the brakes here. I'm gonna try to find. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna find a really good excerpt out of like.
Yeah, but I'm not. I know Kyle in your period. No, he's period 6. Yeah, period 6. I know he's like a really good Stock Talk person, but I think he's good for a different reason than Simon.
Yeah.
Simon makes his interesting, but Kyle is just like great at getting straight to the point. He makes it easy to understand. He knows all of everything. It's very concise, very short, very quick.
Look. Okay, wait. When I was challenged to that Stock Talk showdown, the real reason I turned it down is because Kyle's better than me. The way I see it, Kyle's like a monkey, and I'm like a fish. Look, Kyle's a monkey. I'm a fish, right? And the Stock Talk showdown, they're just telling us to climb a tree. I'm a fish. I can't climb a tree. Kyle can climb a tree really well. I think we're good at different stuff. So I think trying to measure our goodness on the same metric, I think that's where the issue.
And I like that. Mr. P's like on board with it. Like he's asking questions about it.
Mr. P, if you're watching this, thank you for letting me do all the stuff that I do during Stock Talk.
Yeah.
That is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah,
is
and
doing
the
that
whole
stuff.
class is always like laughing during it. It's just a really fun time. It's a really good part of the period. How are your Stock Talks? Who's your Stock Talk?
Arthur Sacramento.
Oh, Arthur.
Doesn't he also do Swen too?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
so you're
Arthur.
just like
Arthur's a
Arthur.
great guy.
Yeah,
Arthur's
he did
an
a German
awesome
accent
guy.
today. It was very what P and Alex, our Bulgarian specialist, agreed that it was very much of an Eastern accent more than it was German. But he did solid.
Is he good at Stock Talk?
He's good. Arthur, he's good. He's not like he's getting better at being efficient with the Stock Talk. There's you guys have watched Kyle. I've watched Kyle. But when Kyle does Stock Talk, he covers like 6 of the things on the Stock Talk at max. It used to be Arthur would cover like every single one. And he's getting better at like the main highlights. What are stocks doing? Should you invest? And then and then also like it's up here. It says is period 2 laundering money with like he's explaining some of the things.
So what's the deal with you?
Yeah,
two?
would that
What's the deal with
Oh,
you?
that's a good
Okay,
thing.
so
Period
I've
2.
heard from Brandon himself, a period 2, quite rich guy, I'd say probably.
It's also a daily bite.
He
He gave
he
up.
actually quit
he
because he was too
quit
rich.
the Daily Bite because
Brandon Miranda, if you're watching this, you could have been
he's
right
like-
here, but you quit.
Yeah, you quit, and now you're never getting on the podcast.
Not never. We should get him on.
Actually, no, we should get him on at some point.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah,
not
but like I've
sometimes
heard
not
from
right now.
him that his like whole class they made they made a bunch of money from the stock market, but then they just were too lazy to get their karma sheets done. So that's why it's not on the deal year.
Yeah,
Hey, no hate to period 2.
That's what happens every time. Period 2 just cares about money. I'm gonna be honest.
They're very.
I don't want to make like crazy allegations, but period 2 does a lot, like their leadership. But like I feel like sometimes period 2 doesn't like they focus on
I
money
feel like they're-
more than they focus on like future things. Not their leadership. Their leadership is great.
They're more like business owners.
But yeah, I feel like the pavilions of the class.
They think of the class. I feel, or I'm not. and This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It could be making it more efficient. But I feel like they think of the class as like a business, sort of, and people are like working for that business. And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just because it can like makes it more efficient. And if people are liking it, people like that period. Then that's a good thing. That means it's like a good like working environment. But there's a lot of money going in and out of like period 2.
Yeah, and again, I don't. If money's being worked hard for, it's great. But no,
Yeah,
stock market isn't a good way to make money because you don't do anything.
yeah. It's a very skilled and also luck. It's I feel like majority skill, a little bit of luck based thing, and it's just like if you know it's gonna go up, it's just like a really like mindless way to make money. Like you don't have to do anything really. All you have to do is talk to a stockbroker and they just put it in. It's just,
Yeah, especially in this like simplified Pville stock market where like it's only like 4 stocks.
yeah.
It's not, you kind of tell whenever one's going to go up or down.
And you can also just pull up money out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think I feel like us getting kind of cut off from the stock market for a little bit. I think that was a really good sort of thing, in my opinion at least, because I feel like we weren't incentivized as much to like make money off of it. I think it's a very easy way to make money. I think.
Yeah, and I
It's-
feel like people can get carried away with it and think, oh, I can just be a full-time stock market like investor.
That happens in the real world too. You know, I can make all my money on Bitcoin.
Yeah, Mr. P
It's-
always says like the richest people are the people who like move money around.
Yeah.
But also, it's very interesting that this is kind of out of Pville, but I think it's related. A lot of billionaires in the real world buy bunkers. You know, there's been a lot of billionaires that buy like nuclear bunkers and stuff. But it's like, I don't think most billionaires know how to farm. You know, and it's like I feel like it's a similar thing where it's like you can invest in your money in the stock market and you get a lot of money, but like it's not gonna matter when that's all you've made money. Your stock's going down anyways. You know, money isn't everything.
And if you try to make too much money from that stock, then you're just basically hurting the entire stock market, and that's what caused the crash. And when we went up, we've gone up quite a bit since we were at 1 of like 2 weeks ago or something. We've gone up. Now we're at 25, and there wasn't a huge problem. Like we didn't have like this insane number or insane percent of international dependency. It's just so much better because I remember like the numbers were up on the stock chart 1 week or one day. It was like a couple days ago, maybe last week or something. And it was showing like it's pretty spread out among all the periods, and it's just very stable market right now.
Kind of speaking of us being so high, do you think we're gonna pass period 6? Like seriously, do you think that we can pass period 6?
Yes, I absolutely believe we can
Yeah.
pass period 6. Because our classes recently have been so much better than like past times. Like I feel like for the first semester of Pville, or like the first quarter of Pville and the beginning of the second, it was pretty rough for us. We had like not a whole lot of participation, and now that we like started doing more, like we started doing that stand up, like you stand up and you sit down once you participate. We don't do like every day. It was only like a select few days. But I feel like that really helped people like start participating more. You start getting answers. You realize you actually know more than you do, or than you think you do. And it just makes our past periods that much better, and it helps our stock go that much higher.
I want to say, at least in my period, like I feel like some people's mindset is like, oh, I can just rely on the people who raise their hand all the time. You know, there's the cat, myself and the other leaders of the class. And so they're very smart. They just don't participate a lot. And I feel like when they stand up, it's a really good way of like, because they're smart and they're not like, some of them are more scared to participate than others, but I feel like usually they're some of the first people to raise their hands just because they want to sit down. Like, I think it was very good at getting the students who don't participate a lot to participate. Yeah.
Do you guys think period 2 is gonna rebound well from these accusations? And their stock is like been consistently going down for like a few days, like this whole week pretty much.
Their stock has been going down because the planning up to the meeting wasn't great, wasn't super like rock
okay.
solid. I mean, they still didn't vote on period 5's minutes, which are now like over a month ago, and nobody's gonna remember the minutes, so you can't even correct it at this point. We can approve it, but it won't really matter. I mean, there's still people still haven't gotten paid.
Yeah,
So it's like
sucks
they
when
did-
it's waited this long.
They did decent up to it, but it was just like I feel like they could have done more online. They had 2 weeks to get us to vote on bills
see,
online.
They could have done so much with their 2 weeks. Like they could have put out bills. They could have put out like all passing. Like we could have gotten all the minutes done during these 2 weeks. And I think I mean, at least in my opinion, it was very hard to like understand the judgment in the minutes at first. Like when they first sent them out, they said it was due Friday, which
Yeah.
can be it's not really. It doesn't give Supreme Council members like enough time, especially like the ones that don't do or like that don't like check their email as much.
Yeah.
It making it due that Tuesday night and giving people like ample time. That's the only way you can justify a fine. Because like if you give people 2 days after, that's just I feel like that's just really like messed up. Because it's like you give people basically no time, and like let's say you're busy that Thursday and Friday, like you have like stuff planned that whole time.
It's
Because
why
you have busy schedules.
in the bill that I wrote, there's a certain amount of reminders you have to send out, and one of the reminders is after Friday, so you can't make minutes due Friday because you have to send out a reminder on that Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's what I like about that bill. It gives the Supreme Council members time to vote on it, and also like that ample amount of reminders, like that perfect amount of reminders to just because if they're missing like a week's worth of reminders in their email, then that is deserving of a fine and
Deserve
maybe
that
even
fine,
a
yeah.
suspension.
Speaking of all this Supreme Council stuff, I know the third term's coming up. We were all like either former or current members. What are we thinking for next term? We
I
gonna
don't
run
think I'm
again?
gonna run again.
You gonna run for
Supreme Council.
DOD?
I don't think I'm going for DOD
You
again.
won't challenge Rory.
Rory's
Rory's
an
gonna go
awesome
unopposed
DOD.
again.
Yeah, Rory's a great. You just have beef with him.
No, look,
You just
it's-
have your own.
Okay,
you have your
honestly,
own,
I do-
You have your own issues separate from Beeville.
I think Rory is a great leader. It's all purely performative. I love Rory. Rory, if you're watching this right now,
You think
Rory's a
Rory's
good
watching this right now?
probably not.
I heard rumors that Fiona's not running again,
Really?
which is very interesting. She's been a really good leader as far as I've heard. I wonder who will.
Probably
step
gonna be Allison. And
Yeah.
then is Aaron in that class?
No,
no,
he's
Aaron's
too.
good too.
So
Maybe-
then maybe Fiona would be like the speaker or something.
Yeah,
I don't know a whole lot about like the people in the class.
Period C. You don't know a lot about them.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about them.
Very mysterious.
They're very
people.
mysterious.
Speaking of the Period 6 Supreme Council, I would just like to say real quick. If you're a Period 6 Supreme Council member and you're watching this, I challenge you to a marathon. I don't care which one. If you are a member of the Supreme Council in Period 6, I'm down to do a marathon. Let's go.
Yeah, so
Why
he ran
don't you
20
let
miles
me
before.
26, it
and
was 26.2
I
miles.
think we're getting a little like
Okay, so-
off track from Tito though.
That is people related. I challenge you to a marathon. Anyway,
Okay.
continue this.
And yeah, I don't know if I'm running for Supreme Council or DOD. I've thought about it a lot. I've a friend that was like, hey, you shouldn't run for DOD just because there's a lot of things I want to do in Peeville, and I feel like I can't because there's all these like leader things that I have to do.
That's kind of how I felt. I felt like the Supreme Council, like it was good that I got a taste of it, but I felt like it was just kind of like boring kind of work. And I want to do like the fun stuff.
I feel like there's a lot of like zombieism and I feel like in the Supreme Council, like there's a lot of people who don't do their things, so you have to do a lot as a hardworking Supreme Council member. It means you just don't get time for other things. So
Yeah.
Supreme Council is where I'd be, because then I don't have to do these things. But I don't know. I'd probably still gonna run.
Doing this podcast like really like a good way. I think if I don't, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run for Supreme Council. But if I don't, this is just a good way to be involved with people and do kind of like the stuff that I don't really get to do first term and second term. It's just a good way to kind of be more involved with people in a different way. But Supreme Council is a good way to be really involved with people and also get paid pretty well. Like you're very involved and you're paid for your involvedness. I don't know how else
Yeah.
to say it.
Yeah, if
You're
you
paid
attend for a committee meeting, you get paid. Like a committee meeting.
I don't.
You're
Or
paid
do
like
committee
50.
meetings get pay? Like when you meet
50?
separately as a committee?
50.
Dude, I never got paid for that.
Because
I should put down 50 on my karma sheet.
I-
There's that one culture committee thing that,
No,
that I went to.
that was the one that we were sitting over there. We were
right over
sitting
there, right
right
behind us.
behind us.
And I never got paid for that, and now I'm a little mad.
I've gone to I think now 3.
Are you
There
allowed
are
to
3
tell us?
this term.
You're allowed to tell us what you did at those meetings.
Oh, we've
Oh, yeah.
mostly talked about like survey stuff, getting the surveys, and we implemented it this week. Getting all the survey people on like one. Everyone is doing one question, and that makes the questions a higher quality because the questions now go through us, and also the questions are they're gonna be. You can see different classes' perspective or like how different classes answer questions. So it's just a better way to run do the questions for survey, and also you can stockpile questions and have like a few lined up, and then it's also just like not like random questions. They will be very like on topic.
On the topic of survey, I'm actually, I'm the survey.
Yeah, you are the survey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
like
fine.
this?
This
This guy's
guy's
survey.
qualified.
Hold on.
You
I
know
feel
the
like-
whole point is to help you
I feel like
and the other survey people like talk about surveys so you guys can come up with surveys together. and
Right,
come up with
I feel
questions.
like survey is like very hard to get L's with.
I think
Yeah, there are
there's definitely some daily announcements that are way easier.
daily announcements are not all created equal. Like there's some that are like easy to get bells and like Swen.
Okay,
I
look,
feel like is
yeah,
like,
like-
I think Swen is
it takes skill to do Swen. Like
it's,
you do
it's
it,
hard.
but you do
some days,
get
some days,
bells.
some days it's slam dunk, some days it's really hard. Like it's hard to get news about a war that happened like 100 years ago.
Yeah,
like,
or
tie it back.
It has to be relevant.
Relevant.
Like,
Yeah.
But I
I
feel
think-
like Swen, like, you can just say anything like Trump does, because he does something like
So,
every,
okay,
like,
yeah,
2
no.
days. Like,
So I don't know if you guys remember, but I was gonna quit Swen before Trump got into office, and then he got into office, and he like gave me so much material for it. It was perfect. It was crazy.
And he's doing stuff that we're kind of talking about in class, like bullying like the other nations. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like,
name
instead of like
Let's not
bullying
make this too
nations.
political.
Yeah.
But let's.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Can we talk
it-
about the political and economic
No,
state of the
you're not. Okay. I think I'm gonna pull out the script.
Yes.
I would
I
like
forgot
to
to
give you guys the
Waiting
excerpt.
for it, dear
This is
Lord.
hey, nobody say anything about this. This is a special thing between you and me and the other guys here. Okay. Do you guys want to like read this out?
So I think this is gonna be like the finishing touch on this podcast.
Yeah.
Are
Is
we?
it-
Is
is
this
that
okay?
we're
So
gonna
this
end
is
it
this
with
is how
an
we end it. We
excerpt?
end it with
We end
a
it with
s-
an excerpt
a
from the
sneak
movie.
peek. Do you guys want to like
Sneak
do it?
peek.
Okay. Arthur and Kyle. I don't know if I told you guys, but you guys are in this movie. I think Arthur definitely knows. I don't know. If
Yeah, there's
Kyle
no way Arthur.
So do you guys Okay, so do you guys want to like do a reading of it? Like we can. Here, I was gonna do the naming system scene.
How? So how
Okay,
big is
I'll,
the excerpt?
I'll be from here to this little like narration thing right there. Okay.
Are you gonna just read one line or?
So do you want me to read the whole thing? Because I know.
Yeah, you read the whole
Okay,
thing
here.
because like you read.
Yeah,
You,
So-
he wrote it. Hold on.
Oh, dude, I lost my. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry.
you
Give
can
me a
only
second.
read like a one line thing if it's like a really important or like big line.
No, this is not a big line. That's why I'm doing it. Okay.
Eat your cookie while you wait.
Yeah, eat your
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Take those cookies.
Take
out.
the cookies that
Open
we
up
told you
that,
guys
like,
to be like.
that package of cookies.
Okay, here.
start scarfing them down if you haven't already. I mean, it's already 20
Okay,
minutes
here
in.
we
You should have started.
Kyle
20
turns
minutes
toward.
ago.
Okay, everybody. Kyle turns towards Simon's lifeless body, noticing the name tag on it. Kyle 2. Looks like somebody already got to him. Kyle. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Kyle 2. Wait, Arthur. Arthur 2. What? Kyle 2. No, the other Arthur. Arthur. Yeah? Kyle 2 rubs the bridge of his nose with his fingers. Kyle 2. Okay, we need like a naming system or something. Camera whip to Kyle. You're Kyle, I'm Kyle 2. Camera whip to Arthur 2. You're Arthur 2. Camera whip to Arthur. Kyle 2. You're Arthur. Camera whip to Simon's lifeless body. Kyle 2. You're Simon 2, okay? Kyle 2. Okay, Arthur. Flip Simon 2 around. Arthur flips Simon 2's corpse around, revealing the handcuffs Arthur and Kyle 2 placed on him earlier. End scene. That is the.
If you guys can decipher that,
If you- I
then you should just not.
If you go in to watch this movie expecting it to make sense, I think you.
It'll
have
make a lot more sense.
No, it won't.
With
It
more,
won't.
no, okay, with different people, like you're the only. You were saying like
If it's-
the
it's-
names
okay.
of people saying everything. It's
Do
gonna
you,
be
okay.
it's
So
gonna
do
be
you want to do a
slightly easier.
rereading of this?
No.
Okay.
It's not gonna be any better doing a rereading of it. It's just gonna make it.
That is
more
the most
confusing.
insignificant part that I can share with you guys right now. Everything else is like major spoilers.
But more is coming.
More
and
is coming.
When is it? Or
I-
we'll probably
okay.
do it sometime after spring.
I want
break.
to be done with filming. If you guys are interested in being in, I need extras, so please contact me. I want to be done with filming before spring break, and hopefully I can show it to you guys before spring break. But no guarantees.
Yeah. So all you gotta do is I think the filmer, the director's gonna be Simon Too Stinky, right?
Simon Too Stinky. Simon Tarantino will be the director.
Simon Tarantino.
Simon Tarantino.
Okay.
And I want you guys to leave in the comments why you don't like Sean and
I
why
want
I'm
you
a
to
better
leave in the
host.
comments why Simon's stupid names
Leave
are,
it in the comments who you want to be interviewed next. I think we've had two.
I think
great,
two great interviewees right here.
Now, what period?
Two great guests on this podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Should we get
It's
someone
all-
from period 6 next time?
Period 6, we gotta
Maybe-
get you on. Kyle Kia, I'd love to interview
we
you,
should bring
bro.
Brandon Miranda
Brandon
on.
Miranda.
Brandon Miranda, I know you're not watching this, but we gotta
Rory
get you on this.
Hardiman, Brandon Miranda,
Rory
Ice
Hardiman.
Bucket Challenge, we gotta get him on.
Yeah.
We nominate you for the Daily
nominate
Bite
you.
Challenge.
And if you don't accept the nomination,
Then
I guess
we're
you're
gonna,
just scared
Simon
of the
Swen Thumbs Down is gonna find you.
Yeah, I think you always just be scared of the media then.
You should be scared of Simon Swen Thumbs Down because that guy's coming for you. He's coming for me, coming for you.
So
I think that's about it. Guys.
yeah, I think that's about it.
So that's everything.
Hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the
Buy
two amazing guests.
buy the Daily Bite merchandise.
Yeah, can you buy? If someone wants to
Daily-
buy us cookies, please let us know.
DailyBite.store.
We're working out
don't go to that
finances
site.
right now.
You gotta sell cookie plushies.
Yeah, cookie. Okay, look, we're gonna
Oh yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Hello.
Right
And-
now,
and watch-
if you guys want to buy us cookies,
the Stock
If
Talk
you tell what
movie
you,
in
uh,
theaters
what
May
you watch
12th.
too.
It's Daily Bite production. It's gonna be
okay.
great.
Okay, see you guys.
Signing off.